Hello and welcome to my YouTube channels, Clear Vibe and Spirit World Insights. I know a lot of you have been wondering where I disappeared to, and needless to say, some of you have seen some of the posts that my spirit guides have suggested that I disconnect from the social media platforms that are not in alignment with the new earth. These are basic ethics that are for the highest good of all, not only humanity but Gaia as well. And a lot of the social media platforms that we're so used to using, even though they're still very highly used, at some point I am told that they will be dismantled and either restructured or completely broken down, and then new platforms will be developed and utilized. And so my guides are basically telling me that, instead of putting forth a lot of time and energy into platforms that will eventually not be available anymore in the way that they are right now, that it would be best for me to disconnect at this time. And of course that makes me sad because it is a passion of mine to channel, to share, to educate. The navigation through this ascension. I mean, there's so many of us that are awake and understand the potential that humanity has. And it's been very difficult, especially in 2024, to sit and watch so many people still live their lives completely oblivious to what is going on. And so I just wanted to do one last video on this platform, just to let you know that I'm not going to stop thinking about sharing messages. I'm not going to stop teaching. I'm not going to stop channeling. I'm just not going to be doing it through this platform. And I'm sure that eventually someday another platform, maybe it's already being developed now, will arise and my guides will be like, that's your platform. Go for it. But until then, I just want you to know that I deeply hold space for this new perception to prevail. These are really, I'm just like, oh my gosh. I could talk about so much because I haven't been talking with you guys for so long. And I don't want this to be a super long video, but my guide said that I can channel a few things. So what I'm going to do instead of what I used to do was like a perception of the new year, insights for the new year to come. But instead, I think what I'm going to do is just do more like personal predictions, because there's a lot of people, including myself, that really suffered in 2024. And if that happens to be you, if you're looking back at 2024 and thinking, holy crap, that was one of the most challenging, upsetting, or depressing years ever, then please know that you're not alone in that concept. So let's talk about some of the things that you might be experiencing right now. Because if you've not heard of the Schumann resonance, I highly suggest you look at it if you're an empath, especially. The Schumann resonance measures the electromagnetic fields around the planet. And there are apps out there that you can put on your phone, your device, in order to see what it looks like, how it's affecting us. And it also has to do with the solar flares that are coming off of the sun. And my guides have let me know that those solar flares are a big part of what's waking humanity up. It's giving us the capacity to expand beyond the programmed human that we've been for decades. And even though that electromagnetic is benefiting us, unfortunately, the human body needs time to integrate that type of light energy. And so some of the things that you might be experiencing could be really tired, like sleeping a lot more than you normally would. For some people, it's like you can't go to sleep, and then you do go to sleep and you have to sleep really late. Or maybe you go to sleep and then you wake up at 2, 3, or 4 in the morning and then you can't go back to sleep. Another thing would be heart chakra, sensitivities, feeling pressure, feeling pain, rapid heartbeats, intense emotional stuff through that chakra, a lot of heart stuff. Another one that's been more recent, but I've experienced this for the past 3 years, maybe I think this might be the 4th time, is shortness of breath. And it's like not being able to take a full deep breath without having this dry cough come in. And I thought it was just me, honestly. And then one of my clients in Ireland messaged me the other day, and she was like, can you check into like what this is? Because I'm experiencing it. And I'm like, do I have an infection? And she gave me the exact same symptoms that I've got. And I've talked to other people and they're like, yeah, it's like I can't get a deep breath. And so I ask my guides, constantly, I'm like, what is this? Is it something that I need a 3D version of to help make it go away? And they're like, no, it's coming from the air quality outside, whether it be the annihilation of toxins or the radiation that's coming again from the sun, the solar flares, etc. But they're like, it's in the air, and it's the body's way again of changing and integrating these changes for expansion of our light body to come through. And they said, what you want to do is breathe with more mindfulness, because it's like a shallow breath doesn't go well. You can feel it and then you cough. But if you think about breathing into the gut, like feel your belly like a balloon expand out and come back, you can see that you can take a full deep breath. And so it's almost like breathing deeper in your body and really getting into the essence of the oxygen and how it's actually expanding your lung capacity. My guide said to focus on that. But it's definitely, I would say like an irritating symptom. It's not been fun, but thankfully it hasn't impacted my normal abilities to function during the day. But it is something that nonetheless is out there. So if you're experiencing something like that as well, really start to focus on your breathing with being more mindful. Let's see, what else are some of the things that we're dealing with? my guides are telling me to go ahead and move into like the personal prediction part. So in 2024, we had a realization of those things that in 2023 we were told were probably going to be an issue. It's like 2023 revealed the issue, and then 2024, it's in your face. I would say the way I was describing it the other day was, if there's anything that is really out of harmony within you, within your own personal truth and authenticity, it showed itself in 2024. And for some of us, it came through with our family and our friends reflecting it to us, which is that's what life is all about. We have triggers in the environment around us that show us what most needs healing within ourselves. And instead of running from it, it's about paying attention and moving into it. Because when you move through it, that's what brings you into the essence of your truth on the other side. So in 2024, what has been staring you in the face? What has been prompting you? What's been breaking down or breaking apart? Breaking you, what I'm hearing my guides say, break you wide open to the core. Those are the things that are ready to be healed. And the theme that I'm getting for 2025 is do what needs to be done. Because in 2024, all of those things showed you, they've been showing you what it is that you need to address. And in 2025, you're going to have those opportunities to make those changes. So I hope that you're not numbing, stuffing down, ignoring those things that have been in your face in 2024. Because if you have been, 2025 is going to be more challenging. Because when it's momentum time, when it's go time, and you haven't done any of the work to even be ready to go, all of that preparation, you were like, I'm not in the mood, I don't have time, I'm not ready to go there. Then all of a sudden you're forced into it. And guys, it's always better when you've done some preparation so that you can find a rhythm within the movement of something new. I don't know. The amount of times in 2024 that I said I don't know, exponential amount of times. It is wonderful to be able to connect with the other side and to be able to channel. But they're still not going to overwhelm us. Our guides aren't going to overwhelm us and give us so much information that we don't know what to do with it. And that's why I will be like, I don't know. And they're like, that's okay. Just focus on what you know today. Be okay with what you know today and do something with it. Don't stuff it down. Don't cope. It's been so undeniably obvious in 2024, at least to me, that our coping mechanisms were really called out. And I had stopped coping a long time ago, but I finally gave up last week and I was like, you know what? I need to cope because it was so intense. So intense. And again, if you follow that Schumann resonance, you'll see the intensity that it's been. And my coping mechanism, some of you are going to find this pretty funny, is hot chocolate. I love hot chocolate, but there's a lot of sugar in hot chocolate, especially if you want the one that's good. I've tried the ones without sugar and I'm just like, yeah, it's not the same. But, ask yourself, what your coping mechanisms are and which ones of them do benefit you. Because in 2025, you're really going to want to start stepping in to what are the self-care routines, rituals, whatever, that help you continue moving forward to manifest the reality that you want, that you truly, authentically want. Because for some of you, your self-care, your idea of self-care is all about perfection, things that are perfect for you. But you know what? When we're challenged and we're dealing with being sad or grieving or being angry, etc., your idea of self-care may be something that might not be in the best interest for you, but it's going to get you through a difficult time. And for me right now, my self-care is hot chocolate, and that's okay. I'm not saying that you spend the entire 2025 year doing all of the things that you know aren't good for you, but they make you feel better. But I'm saying don't be so hard on yourself if you are utilizing some of the, and I had another friend of mine the other night, she was like, that's interesting, your perception of self-care. I'm like, yeah, well, self-care isn't always what's in your best interest. It just means that it makes you feel better. It helps you to make it through, to cope through the difficult times. It's not, here's the difference. It's not supposed to keep you from moving forward. But if you can still move forward and utilize these self-care things, then I don't cut yourself some slack. Like I said, we all have our own unique way of doing things that make us feel better. The other thing that my guides came through with a message for someone else, and I think it's super important that we hear this, is that when you remove certain things from your life, make sure that you have something else to fill up that space. So if there was something in your self-care routine that's seasonal and that you're not able to do it in the winter, then find something else. Don't just be like, oh, well, no more self-care because all the things that I like to do that are my self-care, I can only do in that season or that time of year. Find something else, okay? Because you're going to need it to help you make it through 2025. There's going to be a lot of revelation in 2025. There's going to be a lot of breakdown in 2025. There's going to be a lot of fake, false crap that comes through in 2025 in order to continue to keep humanity in a conditioned and programmed rut. But what happens when we start seeing this stuff, and especially when we're awake, we realize what needs to be changed in this planet. It reveals those things that we need to start focusing on, paying attention to, holding space for, etc. It's time to make the change. Gaia is ready. Humanity needs to be ready. We need to stop wasting time. And I know my guides are like, people feel overwhelmed. They're like spending so much time just surviving that the idea of putting that aside in order to care about humanity and care about the planet, I believe that what happens is it ends up revealing itself to you in your own divine timing. But we are being asked to hold space and to begin to care about that. My guides did say that they wanted me to go ahead and pull a card, so I'm going to pull a card. This is coming from the Oracle of the Seven Energies by Colette Baron Reed. We're just going to pull a one general theme for 2025. Let's see what the guides have to say. That's funny. So the card that's coming through is Divine Matrix. So the Divine Matrix is our environment around us. What are we aware of? What are we paying attention to? How are we personally involved in the environment around us? What do you put out? What do you give and what do you receive? That's what they're saying. What are you giving and what are you receiving? It's time to start thinking about what role you're choosing to play. And does your role support or challenge the position that you hold on this planet? Like for me, my position is to be honest. My position will not change. I will be honest. But my roles that I play that are temporary, who do I want to be? What do I want to do? Those are constantly either supporting that position of honesty or it's challenging it. This is the time to put that oxygen mask on yourself, to take deep breaths, and to decide what are your roles going to do in 2025. Are they going to support your positions or are they going to challenge them? Maybe it's going to be a combination of both. But I guarantee that if you bring your heart and mind together to work from the heart center in order to bring through, again, the realities of your authenticity, then you won't be disappointed. All right, you guys, so again, please accept my apologies for the disconnection from these social media platforms. But like I said, I am still working with clients one-on-one. I will continue to do that because it's what I love to do. And definitely wishing you all a very peaceful new year. And I will definitely keep these channels public for now so that you can continue to watch any of the older videos that might bring some inspiration and support for you guys as you navigate your own ascension. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for supporting and sharing your awakenings with me. Until next time, take care. Bye.